Hello all, good afternoon. Today we are going to talk about some important topics on engineering graphics. Okay, so in engineering graphics, the most important thing is projection. You have to understand what is the projections. Okay, so there will be concepts like projection of points, projection of lines, projection of solids will be there. So what is meant by projection means in our childhood, during the power cut, okay, power failure, we used to play some kind of activity, right? So what is that? During the power cut, we used to keep a torch for the wall, and we keep our fingers like to get the shape out of it, right? So that is called a projection. So what it happens is you have a light source, okay? You have an object, something like this. You have an object. So this object shadow will be projected on the wall, right? Clear? It is called projection. So in general, in projection, if you keep the light source here, if you get the shadow on the wall, it will be like in a magnitude version. If the light source is very close to the object, the shadow will be in a magnitude version. If the light source is away from the object, then it will be like a short row. The image will be reduced. Image size will be reduced. So like this, we are going to talk about the projection of points, projection of lines in engineering graphics. Okay, so let's come to the point. Let's hold this anyway, right? So this is considered this is a vertical plane. So in EG you will be having two planes. One is a vertical plane, another one is a horizontal plane. Okay, then there will be four quadrants will be there. First quadrant, second quadrant, third, fourth. There will be four quadrants will be there, and only first and third quadrant the diagrams will come. I explain you later, but for this, you have to understand this is a vertical plane and this is a horizontal plane, okay? And this is a light source. So, whether if you are standing in front of the vertical plane, the view will be in a front view, okay? If you are standing in front of the vertical plane, okay? So, right, you are standing right here, right? So, this is called a front view, okay? Then, if the light source is passed above the object, okay, if the light source is passed above the object, then it will be called as a top view. So once there will be two views, is very important. One is a front view, another one is a top view. Okay, there is another view is called side view will be there. But for now, you have to understand only the front view and top view. Okay, so if you project like something like this in a front view, okay, the image, the shadow will be reflected on the vertical plane. Okay, so the front view will be projected only on the vertical plane, and the top view will be projected only on the horizontal plane. Is that clear? So in vertical plane only the front view will be projected, and in horizontal plane only the top view will be projected. Right? So look at this. This is an example, right? And I'm holding this object. All right. So you are getting a shadow like something which is a rectangle form, but the object is different, right? The object is different, but if you get the shadow, okay, in a front view, it will be like a perfect square. The shadow will be in a perfect square, right? And if you see it in a top, okay, the projection again similar to the what? Again as a square. Okay, so this is called projection, and different objects will have different shadows will be there. Okay, then another most important thing is we can't draw by keeping the paper as this is a vertical plane and this is a horizontal plane. Am I right? So we can't able to draw like keeping the paper something similar to this. So in our user convenient, what we do is we keep the vertical plane as a simple one, and we are going to rotate the horizontal plane as a 90-degree clockwise. So take them. So consider this is a vertical plane and this is a horizontal plane. We can't able to draw by keeping the paper as something like this. Okay, it will be very difficult, right? So what we are going to do, we keep the vertical plane as a fixed one, and we are going to rotate the horizontal plane by means of 90-degree clockwise direction. So by means of 90-degree clockwise direction means the horizontal plane will come something like this. So this will be considered as a reference line, and above the reference line there will be a vertical plane will be there, and below the reference line there will be a horizontal plane will be there. So this is for first quadrant. Okay, this is for first quadrant. So first quadrant, above the XY line, what you are having vertical plane, and below the XY line what you are having horizontal plane. Okay, in vertical plane, in general, always in vertical plane you will be getting a front view alone. In vertical plane you will be getting front view alone, and in a horizontal plane you will be getting only the top view. Okay, so the first quadrant, this kind of thing. Okay, above the XY line, if the vertical plane is there, then that is called first quadrant, and that first quadrant diagrams will be used by our country, like India, like Western kind of countries. Okay, and in USA, those kind of countries, they will be using third quadrant plane. So in third quadrant, it will be like vice versa. So above the XY line, you will be having the horizontal plane, and below the XY line, you will be having a vertical plane. So the vice versa. Okay, so that is the difference. So if your client is in America, what you have to do is you have to design it in a first quadrant, then convert it in a third quadrant, and you have to send it. That is the basic difference of first quadrant and third quadrant. Okay, clear?